Sir, CCS note has revealed that India is trying to dilute its nuclear liability laws ahead of the Prime Minister meeting President Obama in US. This is being done through the Attorney General. Do you think that will make India vulnerable? We've already seen a protracted compensation battle in the Bhopal tragedy case.
Let me tell you very frankly that what is in a note put up to Cabinet or to Cabinet Committee on Security is not something on which I would at all be inclined to say anything till such time as there is free exchange and discussion within Cabinet. Please be assured that whatever we do and whatever we have done throughout has been with the utmost care and consideration for the consumers in our country, the people of our country, and the protracted negotiations that have taken place between India, US, between India and commercial companies in the US has been for this reason, that we have stood our ground and we have said that whatever we have done by way of position that Parliament has taken, there is no question of retreating from it. And we have been convinced, and we have tried to convince them, that whatever basis we have of our agreement, there is adequate scope in that for them to get the protection that they legitimately deserve. And that further conversations between us we will be able to prove this point. So this is the reason why these matters have taken such a long time. So I think that for anyone to think that India would in any way not be vigilant, careful and committed as far as our interests are concerned and the interest of the Indian consumer are concerned and the Indian industry is concerned is completely misplaced. But the actual discussion in government, in the cabinet, when it takes place, only then I think it will be possible for anyone for us to say anything.
Sir, Mr. G. Vahanwati's advice to the DAE suggests that the right to recourse should be used by the operator rather than the liability being on the supplier, and that's the cause of concern, really.
See, I can't comment on something that the Attorney General of our country says. He is the top legal officer of court. He is the person that we have our faith in, and therefore I would imagine any advice that he gives would be taken as far as law is concerned, more seriously. But you know, when governments take decisions, they take decisions based both on law and perceptions as well, because you are dealing with people, and that is the reason why you need to confer, you need to discuss, sometimes debate, and then come to a conclusion. I can only say at this point that little snatches of information that might be gathered outside from what the government thinking is, it would be unfair to speculate, and it will be unfair to come to any conclusion which may or may not be warranted. Please wait. When we actually take a decision, you will be free to come and ask as many questions you want, and I have the confidence in saying that at that time I will be able to answer your questions.
So one last question, sir. Isn't it true that there has been intense pressure from companies like Westinghouse and GE to dilute this law, because that's kind of creating a hurdle?
No, I'm not prepared to say that there is intense pressure. You know, when you negotiate and there's a meeting of minds or an attempt to get minds to meet, you put your point of view vigorously, and the other side puts their point of view vigorously, and it's the purpose of negotiations is that the 2 points of view that you hold to see whether they can be matched, whether they can be married together, and whether they can be put together in a win-win situation for both sides. So to think that somebody should come to the table unwilling to concede, and the other person should come to the table unwilling to accommodate, that is not how negotiations take place. Negotiations take place with the maximum position and the minimum position, and there is within that there's a range of accommodation that is legitimate, acceptable and possible. But you try to get the best bargain for yourself, and I think that's why protracted negotiations take place, that we must, for India, get the best bargain.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.